Welcome back to the second hour of Love Babz Love Talk. Woo, Harry, I love that Cleo Soul. I love that girl. She can give it to me. I like that sultriness, that kind of vibe. I like it. I like it. I like it. Woo! Titus Kaphar has a new film out called Exhibiting Forgiveness. It's a beautiful film. It's in theaters only to I think today and tomorrow. And if you live near Cinemark, that's where it's going to be playing. But if you not, if you have opportunity to go see this, go see it. It's a beautiful, beautiful movie. And I should have probably had him on this morning. I didn't think about it. I could have had him on this morning to talk about it. And it's a beautiful film. And I want people to see it. I had the luxury and pleasure of seeing it. And I tell you, it's not many films that center black men in a way that they're not dangerous and unlovable and just brutish and all that kind of stuff. This is really, really, really beautifully done with Audra Day um in it and Angelou Ellis, who is my sorority sister, is in it. And these brothers that are in it are beautiful. And Titus's artwork is in it in big, big, big ways. He had a big screening out there in Hollywood, and now it's starting to make its rounds around the country. So if people could see it, it would be wonderful. I'd like to see it again, and maybe I will go tonight to see it somewhere. I don't know. It was beautifully done, and I enjoyed it very much. So that might be a good idea to just uh uh go check it out. I mean, if you ain't got nothing else to do on a Friday night, a movie is not a bad choice. Not a bad choice. So, give yourself an opportunity to go hang out with yourself. Ah, you know, and get a sense of what this film is about, and then you can talk about it. So I don't know if it's gonna uh um I don't know if it's gonna stream. Those kinds of deals. Filmmaking is a whole new world now because you could make a film and it could go right. It could bypass theaters and go right to streaming and do increasingly well and get nominated for awards and Oscars and the whole thing. So, and I don't say that to say that movie houses are in trouble. I don't I think people still will always go to the movies. I don't think people will go to the movies in the same ways that they used to go to the movies because times have changed. I mean, we don't even listen to music in the same way that we used to listen to music. Although I know people love their radio stations, but now we could just stream through our radio stations in our cars, our apps from our phones to music that we just want to listen to, or discover new genres of music based on apps on our phones. So, everything has changed. I like streaming because I like being in the company of my house when I watch a movie. I get it. There's something to be said about a big screen in a dark room and big comfy seats and the whole thing. I like that too. But when I'm at my house, I got my bathroom, I got my snacks. I can pour what I want to pour. I can drink what I want to drink. I can eat what I want to eat, and I don't got to go to the concession stands and pay for it. So I'm just saying, it's not a bad life, But there's some things you want to see on the big screen, like these big action flicks. But listen, now that we don't give a damn about little Chinese kids making TVs, we can get a giant 60, 75-inch TV, put it in your house. I was at somebody's house the other day. They had the biggest TV I've ever seen. It was like a wall. I was like, are you trying to be in the movie? So listen, that's just what it is. So we don't care about little kids, we don't care about China's human right violations, and they don't got no child labor laws. And then we got nerve to say, well, we can't tell them what to do. And yet we can tell who we want to tell what to do. We're not gonna tell China because they know why? Because we will buy all those cheap ass TVs that are watching us. we we worried about apps and stuff like that. Like apps, really? How about these damn TVs that you could get at Walmart for $2? And you worried about an app spying on you? Your smart TV is spying on you. They don't want to talk about that because they know that TVs are a big deal and people want nice TVs. People want, and TVs are very affordable. When I was a kid, a television was like a piece of furniture. I remember we had a big TV encased in a wood thing, and you could open it and store stuff. And I mean, it was huge and heavy as all get out. Woo! And then when that broke, you put a TV on top of it. That's what you did. But now you could put a TV in every room, in the kitchen, in the bathroom for like $20. Seriously. I mean, you can get a 75-inch. I'm looking at these prices. I was like, wow. And I need a new TV. I have the same TV. My TV is this TV has got to be at least 15 years old. My TV. At least 10, 15 years old. It's time for a new TV because it lets me know every now and again. Like the other day, it was acting crazy. It wouldn't come on. And then when it came on, it was half on. And then it was fading out. I was like, and then I was like, well, Baz, if you're not gonna buy a new TV. And I just keep thinking, and then it comes back and it looks great. And I was like, well, I don't need a new TV. And I know at some point it's gonna go away and never come back, and I'm gonna just sit there and wait. I'm gonna just be waiting, waiting. Okay, TV, come back, come back. And it's just like, I'm not coming back. I'm done. And I'm like, oh no, not my TV. Yeah, my TV. So anyway, I'm just go to the movies. I say all that to say, go to the movies. Just take your little butts to the movie and see how that goes. Go see Exhibiting Forgiveness. That's a wonderful title. Wonderful title. So that gives you a sense of what we're talking about: art, forgiveness, black men angst, trauma, all the stuff. That's all the stuff, but done in such a way that you don't walk out of there feeling like, ugh, my brothers, my brothers. You walk out of there feeling like, okay, okay, this brother is showing us how to do it right. I like it. I like it very much. So go see it. I think and then come back and then let me know what you think of it. I think you'll enjoy it. I think you'll like it. I think it'll make you very hopeful for the state of our affairs and the state of our relationships and the state of our communities and households. I think you will, you know. Now listen, it's a film. It's not going to solve every issue in our community, so don't get it twisted. But it tackles a great many of them in a very intimate way, and I think you will appreciate them a great deal. So go see it, step into it. Oh, so I wanted to shout out my dermatologist. I don't know if he's listening to me this morning, but my dermatologist, I'm gonna just say Dr. S and his PA Jen. That's what I'm gonna say now. I'm gonna have him come on. We had a really good conversation because once I told him I was, a radio personality, he was interested. Because I've got some dermatological issues that he's trying to resolve for me. But anyway, we had a really great conversation, and I felt very enlightened because he was talking about how under Husky, there's very little access to dermatology, and people with all kinds of skin conditions and skin issues, it takes a long time to find a dermatologist, which I did not know. And my youngest daughter has severe eczema, right? And ever since she was born, and we, Dr. Jackson was her pediatrician, And we got her on creams and all that kind of stuff. And she had to be on those creams regularly because anything and everything would just flare that eczema up. I mean, it would just, and it would be bad. So, I just got in the habit of washing her clothes with dye-free, chemical-free, perfume-free detergents and keeping soap in the house that, didn't exacerbate the eczema and keeping her creamed up. And then when she got a teenager, she had to do it herself. And the moment that she stopped, it would flare back up. Now, she still keeps creaming around. It's sort of as at bay these days as she's coming into womanhood. But so I was talking to the doctor, and he was like, it takes a long time for people to get to the dermatologist because insurance and all of that. And we had a very interesting conversation. And so I invited him to be on the show. So he said, well, let me see if we could cure what's going on with you. And then I'll have you on. I must say, this is what I know for true. And I've been noticing this. And I've said this in my circle of friends, in my circle of medical doctor friends. I said, not for nothing, but I have a way better experience at Cornell's Scott Hill Health Centers. I have a way better experience there. I go to Yale, I feel like I have to fight for my life. I feel like I am always on guard when I'm at Yale. Like I always have to, I always got to be in advocate mode. I can't just be like a person coming in and 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 being heard and seen. I'm heard and seen when I go to Cornell, and I've gone there for a couple of procedures, a couple of things, and every time I go there, I'm like, man, this is what healthcare ought to be. I go to Yale, and it's like I'm getting into the Thunderdome. No shade to listen, Yale. Y'all been around a long time, but your bedside manner leaves a lot to be desired. I listen, y'all got some great people working over there, and I don't want to be talking too much out of turn because I still got to use your services, and I don't want y'all being janky with me. But that Cornell Scott, those, and from the doctors to the PAs to the nurses, everybody is just happy to serve you. That's a nice feeling. It really is a nice feeling. It's a nice feeling. It's a really nice feeling. So I'm like, I'm gonna go over there and make my women's health business because I just like them a lot. So anyway, so Dr. S, if you're listening to me this morning, I'm talking about you. He wrote me like 3 or 4 prescriptions. I'm not gonna go pick any of them up until I can get them all because I know as soon as I go up there to pick up the 3 that are ready, the 4th one won't be ready, and by the time I get all the way back downtown, back to where I live, the damn 4th one will be ready. So I'm gonna call up there today and say, okay, are all the prescriptions ready for pickup? Because I'm not coming up to here. I'm not driving back and forth. I'm not doing it. That's a pain in the butt. I know. First world problems. First world problems. It is not lost on me that I'm whining about my ability to go pick up prescriptions. I can pick up prescription. I have a vehicle. It's not a hardship. I'm just whining first world problems. So anyway. So yeah, so hopefully this new round of medication that they prescribe will do what it says it's going to do. Because if it's favorable, I have a dream. I have a dream about you, babe. Or I have a dream. So whatever way it is, I got a dream. So if he can resolve this issue for me, then I can realize that dream before I die. That's the goal. To realize this dream before I die. I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to do it. I feel hopeful. We'll see. Spring 2025. I think. I feel hopeful. I feel very hopeful. So, let's see what we can get into. Anyway, go see the film. Go see that film. For exhibiting forgiveness. And you know, uh there's a couple of short stories that I want to, I like Kaise Layman, but you have to be in the mood to read Kaise uh because he's heavy. He's a heavy brother. And I have his books. I just haven't delved into them. And I got a couple of them that are signed. But you have to be in the mood for him. And I am a fan of his. I follow him on Instagram. Sometimes I comment, and all that kind of stuff. But uh I you got to be in the mood for Kaise. Seriously. He wrote a piece on something's going on in Mississippi, and I was like, not today. I can't do it today. And people were just sending him hugs and all this other kind of stuff. And I'm like, ooh, no, I can't put this on my brain today. But I'm gonna get round to it. I'm definitely gonna get round to it. I was at Possible Futures just the other day, and I meant to pick up Ta-Nehisi Coates' book, The Message, because everybody's all up in arms about it. And I want to read it, so I'm gonna get into it. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get into it. And I bought some incense from somewhere. I don't know where the hell I put it. It's gonna drive me nuts. But you know what? I have all these bags around me. I'm like a little pack rat. I have to own my part in my messiness story. My friends are so forgiving because I just have stuff everywhere. And I think because I have too much stuff and I'm a maximalist, so I have to live with that. For my next place, I'm gonna have bookcases built. I'm gonna take up a whole wall for books. I want a really nice bookcase built, some shelves or something from the floor to the ceiling. And then I'm gonna put all my books on them, and they got to be able to hold. That's the goal. So, at some point, someday, I want a wall of books. I would like a whole wall of books. And then books in other places too. Like I want all my cookbooks in the kitchen. So build a bookcase in the kitchen. It's like I have all my cookbooks out. Because I haven't unpacked them from once I moved in here 5 years ago. They're still in bubble wrap. Not all of them, just most of them are. There's a couple that are, you know, uh, out stacked, but the majority of my cookbooks are wrapped up, you know, and I need to remedy that. So, so I need, and then I have a I have a bookshelf a bookcase in my bedroom with books that are just for the bedroom, you know. So I need to always have a bookcase in my bedroom. And then, of course, in my living room, I have books. So I have books everywhere. I think the only place I don't have books is in the bathroom. And I used to have books in my bathroom in my house. So, so yeah, there's that. I need a good carpenter, somebody with vision, or the IKEA bookcases and have somebody mount them, push them up against the wall. Because what you don't want them to do is like tip over and, I want some sense of permanency. Like I don't want to have to move the bookcases. I want it to be built in because I kind of like that as a design, you know. I don't want to be putting bookcases all over the place. So I need a couple of central places where books can be found and that they can be seen, found and seen and found. That's what I want to do. So let me see what else is going on in the world. I don't know what else I need to talk about. What else is going on in the world that was really capturing people's attentions? I was trying to. Oh yeah, I did see Brian Slatery last night. At but he was way across the room, so I didn't get a chance to get to him. And and I was talking to Mike. I saw Mike Moran because I'm still salty with Mike Moran. Mike Moran sends me a text and says, "Oh, the president of Ghana is here. I want to bring him by the porch." I wasn't even home. I was like, "I'm not home. I'm way somewhere else." So he said, "How you gonna be salty with me when he wasn't even home?" I was like, "I don't care. I'm salty with you." So because I just wanted to meet the king, just wanted to. Because every time I see when Mike goes home and he meets the king, he's always got like he's always got gifts at his feet, and it's always like liquor. I don't even think he drinks it. I just think they just bring it because it's just tradition. It's a nicety that you do for the king. I'd be like, how do I get that treatment? If I, you know what? I tell you what, if I hit lottery, I'm gonna buy me a queendom over in I'm gonna buy me a queendom. Meaning I'm gonna give enough money so that they could recognize me as a queen and have a whole ceremony. And then I would just keep funding stuff over there and be like, okay, I got you over here. Seriously, that's what it may sound small and petty to y'all, but it's a big deal to me. That's all I'm saying. That's all I want to do, So uh that's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. I couldn't get to the Haven series premiere. There's just so many things that I cannot get to. Do you know what I mean? There's just so much that I cannot get to. That's all right. Sometimes you just can't. Sometimes you have to recognize that you can't get to everything. And I try, trust me. I love trying to figure out where I'm gonna go next, what I'm gonna see, what I'm gonna do, where I'm gonna go. You know, I'm just always trying to figure that out. Like, okay, let's do it. That's the way of the world. It's nice that it's Friday though. I have to go to the gym and lift some weights. Although I'm not enjoying, I still don't love it. You know, I still don't love it. But I appreciate the necessity of it. I will tell you that. I appreciate the necessity of it. And that's it. Halloween is not my favorite holiday. I mean, if somebody invited me to something and said wear a costume, I guess I will. I mean, Kika and Henry used to throw Halloween parties every year. And I used to go dressed up. One year I went as a slice of pizza. Who knew? I found a costume at Walmart, a pizza slice of pepperoni with pepperoni on it. And I went and then I drew red pepperoni on my face with a lipstick. People were like, okay, Babs, it's cute. I mean, what else was I gonna do? One year I wore my grad school cap and gown. I thought that was pretty good. And yeah. And I don't know what else. I never wore my wedding dress out to play around in. I should have, but it's such a big, laborious dress, you know. So I'm like, okay, that's the that's the uh that's the ticket. But let's see. Oh, that there's a Broadway a dancer. Gosh, he is missing. And these missing black people frighten me to no end. Distraught mother of missing Broadway dancer Zelig Williams pleads for his pleads for his return. So he's been missing. The family of a missing Broadway dancer is pleading with their South Carolina community to share any information about his disappearance with law enforcement as they search for the 28-year-old grows desperate. So he was last seen October 3rd at his home in Columbia, South Carolina. Oh, Lord. According to a statement from the Richard County Sheriff's Department, the family filed a missing persons report the following day. After he failed to contact them. And they had a news conference Wednesday. His cousins begged the public to alert authorities to anyone matching his description. Um, said his deputies have used every means of manpower technology that's available. it's amazing to me how people can go missing. Uh, I know somebody knows what happened to him. I just hope he is somewhere alive. So he was in Hamilton and Michael Jackson the musical. So he's been missing for about 2 weeks. That's not a good sign. Uh, they hired a private investigator. Uh, he's a missing while this whole thing. There's a real thing about missing while black. Black people go missing and they not. Now, if he was a little white girl, they would have been all kinds of measures. So, and no shade to them. They might be doing the best that they could do. I don't think he wandered. I mean, he left his house. His mother saw him leave home just before 10 a.m. on October 3rd, and then she hadn't seen him since. And then at 10:10, three of his friends received an SOS from his cell phone, which is not a lot of time after leaving the house. So they reached out to the mother to share their concerns. An iPhone can be programmed to contact emergency services or a list of emergency contacts if an emergency SOS is triggered. The device can alert emergency contacts if it detects a hard fall or car crash. So he was spotted driving in the area of uh, Kangari National Park. And then they located the vehicle that he was driving 20 miles away from his home in a parking lot for the Palmetto Trail. Oh boy. Did he go hiking and fall or somebody killed him or so so the lot where the car was parked had only been there a little over a year. So people weren't really familiar with it. So he's only been in Colombia for a few months. So I don't. Ugh. So are they scouring the trail? That would just break my heart. Gosh, and his mother is just distraught. That's her only child, her last surviving child. She lost both her daughters in a car accident in 2004. Oh Lord. Lord have mercy. That's terrible. Well, I hope they could find this young brother, Zelig Williams. I hope they could find him. 'Cause so if y'all are on social media, it's posted up like the Theater Folks of Color. It's on site, so just share it around if you can. Down there in South Carolina, Columbia. I used to live in Columbia, so yeah. I hope, I hope, I pray for a favorable return. If he's hurt, may they find him quickly. I hope no harm has come to him. Golly. Yeah, that missing stuff bothers me, you know. It really does. That's why, my besties and I, we keep each other's location. Like I could tell you where Ife is right now. And when Markeisha gets into a car, she lets us know when she gets into a car. My daughter keeps up with my location, you know, so that she knows where I'm at all times, because I just think that's just wild and scary. And maybe it's time to have a conversation on my show about what to do if people are missing. I don't know if that's a law enforcement conversation, a private detective, a private eye conversation, or who should have that conversation. But I just feel like that's a scary thing. Pretty scary. Pretty scary. So it's the weekend, Monday. I have a guest at 9:30, and then I have the New Haven Theater people on Monday at 10:15. So that'll be really nice to talk to them. The 9:30 guests I'm just finalizing the plans for that. But the New Haven Theater people have got a show coming up. And they have a small theater, small black box space behind English Market on Chapel Street. And it's not gonna fit 100 people. I'm gonna tell you right now. So if you want to go, it's a wonderful space. I've seen I've seen a thing in there. And let me shout out Ruben. Ruben Ortiz did the thing on Law and Order last night. He was dashing. He looked really, really good. I was like, that brother cleaned up nice. So let me just shout out and give some flowers and some love to my brother, Ruben Ortiz from Broken Umbrella Theater. I watched it last night. I taped it because I was at the theater. And when I came home, I stayed up to watch it. Because I wanted to watch it in time. So it was good. So great job, Ruben. You looked very good as a police detective, cat, whatever you were. It was good. It was very convincing. And you looked good. Go ahead, Law and Order. Go ahead. I see what you're doing. So, that was good show. I appreciated it. I liked it a lot. And high five to you, brother. Good things, good things. So I'm about to break out on this Friday. I want to get out there in the wind because the weather is everything and I want to be a part of it. I got to go to the gym first, but after that, I got the rest of the day to myself. I got some things I need to do, but I'm going to do them. I got a couple of calls to make, but I will be back bright and early Monday morning. Y'all have a good weekend. Enjoy yourselves. Please take in this weather. I might be porching a little bit this weekend. I think that could happen. And y'all be safe. And I'll be back next week. Have a good weekend, Harry Droz.
All of this time I thought we were pretending. Nothing looks the same when your eyes are open. Now you're playing these games to keep my heartbeat spinning. Yeah.